Hey, my friends, this is Kevin Gehring, your Sacramento, Stockton area realtor and lender here with this week's weekly real estate report. Well, we got quite a bit going on right now. You wouldn't think we do, but actually the chart's pretty interesting. So we're just jump right into it and take a look at what's going on this week. Well, as always, I want to draw your attention to this green line, the amount of available homes on the market, and it just continues to be really low, historically low. Now, it's the lowest I've ever seen it, and I'm hearing reports that it's the lowest inventory we've seen in this area in the last 20 years. Now, I've predicted, based upon past performance, that we are going to see this line start to climb in the next few weeks. So probably at the end of March, we're going to see it finally start to go up. I really hope that's the case. I've also explained many times this blue line, which is pending sales, that we have entered the selling season, which always starts right around the first of the year. So the selling season has started. It's just buyers don't bring their house on the market yet. Sellers don't bring their house on the market. That's how that works, actually. But the buyers, they're out there and they are buying homes like crazy. I was going to say, I heard a funny joke. It's really not a joke. It's really not funny. But there was a real estate agent who finally got so fed up with all of her offers being rejected for her buyers that she finally just sent a blank offer to some sellers and said, I tell you what, why don't you fill it out and we'll just sign it. And it's almost that way out there because the inventory so low. But look what that's doing on this gold line here, this median price. I mean, it is just spiking up like crazy. Supply and demand, right? So what does all this mean? Well, you know, the number one question that I am getting right now from buyers is, Kevin, should I actually be buying? Now that's a really tough question. And the reason why is because if we go back a year ago when COVID was announced, and it actually was 1 year ago today, if I understand correctly, all of the experts predicted that there was going to be a massive drop in value. It was almost like if you want to sell, now is the time to get out because everything is going to crash. Well, it didn't crash, as you know. All right, so they were wrong about that. But now the experts are saying there are some 11 million homes that are in danger of foreclosure. That is huge, right? So if that happens, we are going to see this market crash. All right, but who's to say what's going to happen? Will the government intervene? Are people going to go back to work and get caught up? We don't know what's going to happen, right? So I hesitate to say anything. I will say that right now, the market reminds me of a lot, and a lot of my friends, we talk about it. The market looks and feels exactly like it did before we had the last crash. So it's difficult to say. Another piece of that puzzle that came in today is that a lot of lenders are going to institute a much higher rate for investment in second properties. Now, why are they doing that? Lenders tend to start pricing things worse. Rates start to go up on certain things when the lenders believe that there is going to be a crash coming. Because when a crash comes, the first thing people do is they stop making their payments on their investment homes and their second homes, right? You protect your primary home and let your other ones go first. And that just makes sense. So investors are starting to look at this and say, this could happen. Let's start collecting a higher rate. So I'm seeing the experts thinking that a crash is coming. I hope not. It could. So the answer to the question, is now a good time to buy? I hate to say it, but it's really not. It's kind of a terrible time to buy. We look at the gold line. Prices are extremely high. They keep going high. The competition is fierce. And it's just, there's a pending possible crash coming. Now, what happens if it doesn't? Well, that's a tough one to say, because if it doesn't, prices continue to climb, then you will wish that you would have gotten in. What about rates? Well, talk about rates real quick here. I usually do that at the end, but I want to show you a couple things here. So rates went up a little bit this week. They were at 3.02% last week. They're at 3.05 according to Freddie Mac's average. Yes, they are climbing a little bit, but interestingly enough, you know, rates are still very, very low. People still have a lot of buying power. All right, but if prices fall and rates go up and your payment stays the same, that's actually a better deal, because the lower you get the lower the price of the house, the lower your taxes, the lower overall payment. Plus, if you buy a house for less, you have potential to have equity and can sell if you need to, as opposed to if you buy a house for a very high price and a very low rate. Yes, your payment be the same, but if prices fall and you can't sell to get out, that's problematic, and that we get into short sales. All right, something else I wanted to show you, and I have this second chart. I'm gonna bring it over here, let you take a look at it. And I don't talk much about this chart. Every now and then I bring it over. I'm watching for trends. I haven't been doing this one a very long time. And if you can see right here how the data really changed quite a bit. Now that's just because of the way the data is coming in now from my sources. They changed the way the data comes in, and the way I was collecting it changed. So it is a bigger area. But here's what I want to focus on. Even though it has changed, look at this gold line, which is price reductions, as well as this green line, which is back on the market. Isn't it interesting that in this time where it's clearly a seller's market, that we have the amount of price reductions is going up? More and more homes are having their price reduced, and more homes are coming back on the market. Now, back on the market can mean a couple things. One, that it was taken off the market because it went pending and then back on the market, or it got canceled and then back on the market in a short time from the same agent. So you can see that it could be two different things, but find that very interesting. Why would a house go pending and back on the market? A lot of times it's because buyers are very emotional about the price they offer and not logical. And when they take a look at what they just offered for a house and it freaks them out because they paid way too much and the house didn't appraise and they need to come in with extra cash, they're forced to back out. All right, that's reason one. Reason two why we get price reductions: a lot of sellers and a lot of agents get a little overzealous, shoot the price too high, and nobody shows up, and you have to lower the price. So that still happens a lot. Interesting. So anyway, hey, that's the report for this week, and hope you guys have a great weekend coming up. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.